doesn't even hurt my champion pool.
1, 2, 3, 4 mid laners banned, and then the OP jungler Elise and OP top laner Dr. Mundo.
Well, here we go. Riven first picked. You've seen her go a lot of places. I've seen top, I've seen jungle, I've seen mid.
I've seen Ziploc actually play that champion. Pretty sure that's definitely in Richie Rich's champion pool as well. But like we said, Zamfira, definitely more AP oriented.
Yeah.
So I'd lean towards more top and jungle with this Riven, I think.
Yeah, he did play mid Sivir in, I think it was game 2 against Curse. But you're right. Otherwise, it's like AP COG, AP Lulu, a bunch of sort of match damage guys. I haven't really seen it much on guys like Zed. So we'll see what goes on with this one. As you're calling it, more likely to the jungle. Vi, we look to hear from vVv Gaming White. And really, I like this because Riven was a big champion for Chris as well. It's still his most played in solo queue. Still very popular for him. So definitely an option.
Even after all the changes, a lot of people still playing the champion. Very, very popular. But with 3 mid lane bans here, I'm surprised vVv White are not taking the opportunity to grab one this early.
Yeah.
I guess they're waiting to see where this Riven will go. And the Lulu being locked in kind of tips you off because that's Zamfira's favorite mid lane champion.
Good chance that is AP Lulu. I just like seeing that.
Whenever you have like a mid lane player that's known for that, though, it opens you up to that bait, and you're like, could be a support. What do you think is going to go on here?
Well, the interesting thing is, like, no supports got banned. So, like, you know, the big common 3, right? Leona, Thresh, Annie. Of course, vVv choosing, yes, Thresh is our favorite support here, but you could play Lulu against it. She's, like, right below that sort of top 3 tier. So it'll be a fun thing to watch for. Caitlyn picked up as well, so always a great AD carry. Long range, works in almost every lane. vVv White's turn to make their own choices. I personally don't like Jinx into Caitlyn because you have a huge range disparity, but we've seen Jinx lane just win 2v1s by out-pushing.
Plus, your tower sieging, she's one of the few champions that matches up with Caitlyn because in the late game, you'll have enough mana, you can switch to rockets for the extra range, and early game, if you do switches or anything like that, your attack speed is just through the roof, so I do also kind of like that matchup. If it is a support Lulu, though, that's a really quick shoving lane, and they could just shove them right into the turret and keep them there for the entirety of the early game.
Hey, what I'm also kind of surprised about is that vVv White still waited on their mid lane pick, even though they have like you would like 90% be sure it's mid Lulu here. They're like, actually, we're going to make sure we think you're messing with us.
And taking Renekton in the top lane is not like you're showing any cards or anything from your hand, so pretty safe to go with the AD carry and top lane pick.
Yeah, works in a lot of situations here. So Cognitive now, 25 seconds to make their last few choices. They need, who knows? All we really know is they have an AD carry. The rest is kind of up in the air, which is fun about their champion select.
So it's funny you mentioned up in the air. Whenever you do have a Lulu, that's a pretty good setup for Yasuo, who's on the board and has become pretty popular. But looks like that's not going to be in the cards for Cognitive.
Nope, so Jungle Amumu is here. Gigantic amounts of AoE on this team. Admiral Ziploc does play that a fair bit in solo queue. One of the only guys I've seen still picking up this champion. But I mean, Spears on Amumu is going to never leave that jungle. He's going to get farmed.
He's just a very quick clear nowadays. You don't have to worry about your blue buff so much anymore. Because as soon as you get that Spirit Stone, you almost can gain mana and life off of jungle camps.
Yeah, Despair basically is a blue buff.
Yeah, because you do you get so much from the damage you deal, and you get healed health and mana from killing the main minion in that camp, then you come out pretty much even whenever you kill anything.
All right, so vVv White now confirming that it is almost definitely mid lane Lulu. The funny thing is Annie really could be mid.
All right, let's just step out here. Let's make a call for once. We're going to say this is mid lane Lulu, top lane Riven, and support Annie.
Or you're pulling an Edward, it's support Amumu.
Real bold here. Okay.
That's how you take down XDG. But
this
yeah,
is Challenger. Let's relax a little bit.
You never know. All right. Okay, so mid lane Lulu, support Annie. The Orianna's going to be picked up here for Micro Latios. Interestingly, not something he's played a lot of recently, but kind of choosing to let LeBlanc go through the wayside is one of his most played in solo queue. Lets that one go. So Orianna going to fit with the team. vVv White, a lot of engage potential here.
I really like the combo of the Vi plus Orianna. I mean, it's not something new. It's not something, super flashy, but it's something that works.
Yeah.
And it's a really easy combo to pull off. So anytime we have that duo, I'm a big fan. Plus, they have the Jinx for the end game. So just a very sort of solid team over here for vVv White. Seems to be good at all stages of the game. They've got great team fight The only thing is their split push kind of depends on if Chris gets to that point. Is he going to build for Tiamat and shoving, or is he going to not?
I feel like we've seen Tiamat more and more.
Pretty much all the time.
Yeah, it's weird because so Renekton was popular throughout the end of Season 3, and almost all the Western top laners built Tiamat Hydra, and then the Koreans just went Sunfire Cape anyway.
And then Soaz builds Blade of the Ruin King.
Yep.
So we could go the Euro route here. We might see Blade of the Ruin King
on everybody.
Renekton. I
Evelyn.
actually like it.
Okay. I mean, it worked, right? You got the on-hit from W, so
feel neat when you use it because it makes it even easier for him to catch 80 carries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got the on-hit resets. You've got more procs. You've got more attack speed to build up Fury. So you can get more empowered abilities.
Yeah.
I mean, every empower ability is 1.5x damage from its base version, so attack speed is a damage stat more than you'd think for Renekton.
Yeah, that's how you play high-level Renekton in lane. You have to play around the Fury. Mm-hmm. You'll see them playing extremely aggressive as soon as they build up that bar. Mm-hmm. But once it gets to full, they want to make use of it to either gain life back with Golden Meek or get some harass down. As soon as it goes away, then it's your turn, if you're playing against Renekton, to go aggressive.
So let's see what happens here. You've got the battle of mid laners who can shield themselves. I feel like we don't see that kind of matchup very often, but Zemfira here with the Lulu against Microlatios, Orianna, and standard battle lines drawn is going to be Riven, Renekton top. So I like that because it's a very aggressive matchup as well. Mm-hmm. This guy's going to fight a lot. And this is with the patch with the Riven changes. So
so the shield's going to last a bit less. I think that might be the biggest change. Yes, the damage is really cool. They changed the scaling for Broken Wings and reduced the damage in general, but the reduction in time that your shield lasts really closes the window on players that are not precise with their movements. You have to judge that very well, or else you're going to lose out really big against the Renekton.
Let's see what they can get with this one. See who can win that top lane. It's going to be a fun one to look for. So far, no one's really invading the jungle, just standing by the river, putting their trinkets down and saying, okay, no one's invading really. Admiral Ziploc. I just like that. I just like that he's an admiral now. I don't know.
So I don't know if I like it because the odd one earned his jungle title, the general. Yeah, that was given to him. Ziploc over here, he's just declaring himself an admiral. You can't really do that. I thought Zingy was up there as the admiral or something like that. He just kind of decided that he's gonna give. He's like giving yourself your own nickname.
Hey man, but everyone chooses their own nickname. You chose Kobe.
Yeah, well, your gamer tag is not actually a nickname.
That's literally his gamer tag.
Yeah, I know, and it's not a nickname.
Okay. All right, we're going to move on here. The junglers starting out at their respective blue buffs. Pretty normal start for these guys overall. Cognitive does get the 2v2, and they are pushing in early on into that lane. So here we have Zion King also with the stun already ready here on Annie. Top laner trading blows as well. Chris level 2 first. And you see Richie Rich backing out because of it.
Yeah, so Annie's usually start W in pretty much all situations unless they're going into a lane versus a melee support.
Yeah.
In which case, you really want to start with your Q so you can get early harass down and bully them back. But because we see the stun swirling here, had to have started with that W because he had the stun ready before he was even level 2.
Or he went Molten Shield.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Very unlikely.
Best start ever.
Zemfira did start with the shield for what it's worth, so wasn't even looking to push that much. Zemfira, like with the Lulu, just saying, yeah, I'll have it for the mass damage, but otherwise not doing a ton with it. I do want to see how AP Lulu ends up scaling up because Whimsy's gonna haste more. Pix itself has an AP ratio, so the damage and auto attacks will go up. I haven't been keeping track of his builds. I want to see if like Nashor's Tooth becomes a build and he's sort of like Kale. Because he has a good attack range, and his AP ratio on the passive as well as Nashor's Tooth, I could see it.
Yeah. And he pairs really nice with a jungler like a Mumu, who at this point is making a move mid. See if we can get a flash here. Holds onto the bandage, and, you know, the speed boost gets her away. But I was going to say he pairs pretty nicely with a Mumu, with the auto attack shredding magic resistance.
Yeah, that'll be fun one to look for. Getting the damage amplified. Nothing here in Zayn King. I think it's Zion King. I've heard both. I'm gonna get that one wrong over the time of this game.
I'll go with Zion.
Zion King?
Zion King.
All right.
Oh, so repeat visit. Even though, you know, he didn't burn a flash, he really wants to try. If you fail once, Freak, Try again.
Not much mana. Pops the shield.
There
Has
he
to
got
flash.
it. And he got it this time.
There we go.
Second time's the charm. Get Snuggled was going to be seen out by the old jungler ward right there. And Vi would have the advantage if he can land his Vault Breaker.
I'm surprised Ziploc didn't look for him there. He knew he was down in the bottom side jungle.
So Get Snuggled can make two choices. Since he knows that the Amumu's going for his double golems, you can either attack him at the double golems, in which case you're behind enemy lines, or you can try and gank before he finishes with his double golems and get the advantage.
Hook lands nothing here. Rooted in place. Half HP on Caitlyn. Lantern comes by as well. Doesn't take it though. Zion King takes one rocket to the face, but just a flash burn.
It looked like he wasn't even planning on ganking. He was actually headed back towards his own jungle, but Batosai lands a good hook to set that one up.
Yeah. And
made him come back to the lane here. That might be like baiting Get Snuggled into wasting some time because the lane is pushed.
Well, you're seeing, yeah, nothing going really here for Vi. She's going to recall back. Zemfira now. And you can see how far back Mercalatius is playing. He knows with no flash and a low mana bar, there's a lot of danger from a repeated Mumu gank. And with those wards timed out, he doesn't know where they are.
Yeah, at some point, you just go back to buy just so you can get a ward anyway, even if you're not low. But because there's a giant wave of ranged minions there that Zemfira has been building up, he does not want to give up that money. So he just waits his turn patiently until they get to the turret.
Okay, he's going to be pretty safe to last hit. Missing some of them, turret overkilling them, but otherwise getting probably the rest of these minions, I would guess. As a random note...
Oh, good guess.
Yeah, all right, you got them all. Okay. They're high skill players. You got to kind of assume they'll get the minions here when you see them all full. As a random note, like, I don't think he did this, but if you go at least 5 points defense, you severely lower Lulu's harass on you because you're going to remove 1 damage per Pix Bolt.
Pix
so
and the auto attack.
Yeah, so you'll remove 4 damage from Mastery when you normally remove 1.
Did you know?
Did you know?
That's a high quality did you know that
yeah.
And many players will be able to take use of when laning against the mid lane Lulu.
Or bottom lane. It's not like people don't play Lulu in general. I recommend she jungles. You can watch the spotlight on that one.
Jungle Lulu, I have not tried that one.
It's not very strong.
No.
In the spotlight, I like lucked into a double kill at like level 3 and snowballed. I didn't show that, but it was really strong and no one knew why.
So in your spotlight videos, how many takes do you have to do before you get a good one where you're like owning with this champion that you're trying to sell?
Usually only 1 or 2.
Okay.
Usually it works out all right. I had a game where actually we were winning so bad the other team surrendered, and I was like, guys, that was footage. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I really shouldn't have surrendered that one. Olaf took me 3 tries, though. I was a really bad Olaf player when I started.
All right, so the call down bottom here. A Mumu going for a gank. They know that the try was not warded, called out by the duo, but you can never be sure if it's warded up even further. What a perfect bait.
No flash, nothing here, but jumps over the wall. Here comes Captain Ziploc, and Batosai does have flash exhaust. There's the Mumu ulti, not enough health, not even going to burn a summoner. Who's going to get the kill?
Let's give it over to the
Caitlyn.
AD, yeah.
He almost could have flashed that and would have forced a summoner out, I feel like. Probably not worth it even still. Richie Rich getting pushed out of the lane, minion kill deficit, and maybe a recall, because the thing is, he's stuck with like a big minion wave in front of his turret.
That's an interesting proposition that you just proposed there for Thresh. Because Thresh, he doesn't really need his flash. Wow, Get Snuggled
Get
needs
Snuggled
one, though.
gets over the wall, gets chased down. Nothing here, 2 kills now. And Dragon's under fire. This is going to be Cogs.
We have a Renekton roaming down, though. So if they rush really quickly, since Amumu's out of mana, they could actually stop it.
Wow, you're right. I called that one wrong.
Chris
Admiral
comes to
Ziploc.
save the day.
Yeah, Chris saves the day. Gives time for Richie Rich. There's going to wave clear this pretty quickly and catch up a bit in minions. One more. There you go.
Now, the reason I say Thresh doesn't need his flash as much as other supports is because he likes to play far back in the lane anyway to throw a lantern. So if he's just a little bit further behind Jinx, then she can sort of block the Amumu Bandit when it comes in, and he just has to play far back, then throw her a lantern. But that's all very far in the past now.
Yep. Doesn't burn it anyway. Gets out. See where it goes from here. Gets snuggled. Level 6 right now. 8.5 minutes in.
Look at this.
The ultimate available.
Look at this Richie Rich over here, though. He's saved up all his cash money and decided to buy a straight-up BF sword on that back. So it's going to do a lot to embolden him. It buffs his shield up quite a bit. AD ratio on that one, still very strong, even though duration is low.
And blue buff going to be given away. So yeah, he's going to be happy with this one, just the higher power shield. Lulu gets the blue without getting stolen. vVv did know about that attempted take, but didn't get anything for it.
That assault and battery, burning a hole and get Snuggled's pocket right here. As soon as you get that on Vi, you want to use it. You just you want to get off your very high impact early gank, and he's looking to make use of it while he's got the red buff on.
He looks top lane for him. He couldn't find mid, but this is not too good for Richie Rich. Starting to take a little bit of damage. The jumps are down. There's a stun coming in. He gets going to land the Q.
Oh, man.
There's the ulti in as well. Richie Rich does not have flash. He's trying to run away. I don't think he can, and goes down. Chris picks up the kill. 2-1 now.
And he dies with the large sword out as he pops his ultimate just before the last hit gets taken. That's going to also award them with full control of that top lane turret. And if they push back the turret and got behind it for the next minion wave, wow, another hook. Every time we look down here, hooks.
Re-engage comes down though. Frost Delicious taken low on health. Nothing here. Oh, he flashes the Super Mega Death Rocket. He's going to be okay for now. Ulti comes across. Matosai blocks that one. Thresh saving his AD carry right there. Close
Mid
fight.
lane is actually another battle here. Zamfira.
Oh my gosh, so much going on. Zamfira trying to run away, shields himself, takes the damage through the shield. The chase, great ult. He's going to lock back, get snuggled, and Zamfira safe.
Yeah, good timing on that ulti. Not letting Vi get another red buff auto attack down. And he even is able to defend that pink ward. It's only got 2 hits though. That sucker's not going to last very long. And even if it does, vVv already know its location, so they can work around it.
That's true. I feel like at some points you actually just want to leave the ward up and be like, we're not going mid.
Yeah,
and you
just
jump over the wall.
Use your opponent's vision against them by baiting them into thinking what your plans are.
Yeah, I mean Vi can jump over Baron Pit as well as the little wall with that brush. Like she can get into the gank paths.
Yes, she can.
I want to see if we see that. That'd be cool. We'll see. Last hitting under turret. These guys holding up despite the weird kills and deaths. Minions are fairly equal here. It's just Caitlyn has got so much cash money. Basically, Zerkree's up on her opponent.
Now, starting out with the, speaking of boots here, the Sork shoes for Zamfira. The early rush Sork boots is the first step in your AP Lulu mid build.
I didn't know that.
If you're watching.
Well, here we go. Matosai getting dropped down, half HP. Amumu comes across after the flash, but that is not good for Thresh. Goes down anyway. 3rd kill in a row to the bottom lane. This one is going to go to Annie.
They're going to keep on pushing here too. It's Vi waiting in the wings, but even so, they can get some good turret damage because Caitlyn's got that great auto attack range. So does Annie.
Well, Lulu's coming down. They're going to force one. Flash stun into Frost Delicious, trying to go down. Vi ult trying to save his life. Lulu's going to land the damage. Nothing here picks up another one. 3-0-1. Admiral Ziploc holding Turret Dagger. One more shot. Going to walk away. Goes to Zamfira. He's going to be safe. Double kill now. 4-0-1 for nothing here.
The Lulu Sork boots also roaming, so making use of the speed and the magic penetration there. This game is really rolling away for Cognitive. It looks like a bit of an answer roam, and the last 2 hits of the pink ward do actually pay off, and they alert Richie Rich. So there's no answer from Orianna for the early Lulu roam.
Well, that is a unfortunate situation now for vVv White. They don't catch much of anything. Turret goes down, and it's interesting because we were talking about the Lulu builds, because I want to keep pondering this. I'm surprised going for Magic Pen build, because half of her AP ratios are not offensive tools. She only has 2 offensive ratios, or I guess 3. Q, passive, and half of E. And 3 defensive ratios that literally can't benefit from Magic Pen. And says, well, no, I'm still going to go for the Magic Pen Bursty build.
Well, it does help with Amumu, too. Since Amumu's going to shred them first, he can get down to true damage.
True.
If he goes straight flat penetration, because there's no early magic resist except on his lane opponent. So whenever he does roam, you know, he can get true damage on an 80 carry.
Oh, and I actually remember I have seen this build before. I believe he goes for an early Leandri's Torment, because there's only so much AP offensive scaling anyway that because Glitterlance applies a slow, it'll double the damage because they're CC'd, and he gets a lot out of that one. We'll see if that actually ends up being the build, but I have seen this at least once before. Zamfira pushing out the mid lane, removes the minions pretty easily here, and we're just sort of seeing like Microlatio's not able to do much. He's actually being completely held back by this Lulu.
It looks like they're already making a move on the next dragon. Good preparation by Cognitive.
Yeah, down to half right there. We'll see no one really even answering. They know this is happening. They saw him go by some wards. Just doesn't even matter. Blue team picks up the dragon. And Amumu last hits it without smite. That's how good he is.
It's not actually like a huge win for them, though, if Chris is able to take out that top turret. It looks like he's just leaving minion waves to die on it, though. he's not concerned about taking it early to answer. He still is in the phase where he can bully Riven. He's got to be careful about this, though, because there's more than Riven coming his way.
The team is coming, though, on both sides. We'll see what happens. Chris down to half, dodges the Q. He's going to be safe, doesn't get much out of it. Hasted away, blue buff, likely to go to Zemfira here.
And he was confident. We didn't get a shot of the turret health, but it was so low, the minions took it out anyway. And the global gold does end up evening out for that dragon. So not anything big gained for Cognitive by that play.
You know what I'm surprised by, though? So there's two things that kind of went to play here. So Chris denied, of course, a whole bunch of minion waves by letting the minions take it down. They all died to the turret. It removed some gold from Richie Rich. But at the same time, the local gold for a turret kill, I believe it's 150 for the outer turret, went to no one because Chris wasn't there.
I really need to get a lock on that range so I can get used to it. But he was really far away, so there's no way he got it this time because he was all the way down at blue buff.
I think it's like roughly Caitlyn Q range. That would be like my rough yardstick from what I've seen from the game so far. Microlatios still under the turret. We just haven't seen this Orianna be effective. It was their last pick. It was their counter pick to the lane. Snuggle gets warded out. Not going to get to do anything here in the top side jungle. Ziploc looking around as well. Chris rotating down. There's people around.
So, you know when there's like 500 pings going off that there could be a team fight pretty soon because everybody's congregating towards that mid lane here, and all the ultimates are available for COG. They've got ridiculous AoE initiate. I mean, we didn't really talk about the anti-flash into a Mumu AoE ultis, but that is a ridiculous amount of AoE here because Riven as well, once you pop the sword, she can do a lot herself.
Definitely can. We'll see what happens to these guys right now. It's Riven back to the top lane to hold up some farm. They know about a 4v5 right here. If it gets snuggled, not going to go into this one, though.
So yeah, you're right. They're trying to take advantage of that opportunity without Riven being mid. But good job by COG backing off as soon as Vi comes in.
So if you're going to tank the turret, 2 shots using the shield, nothing here. A couple more attacks as well. Of course, Bloodthirster done for both these ADs, but the Zerkru's advantage for nothing here gives him just that extra attack speed for turret pressure.
Yeah, the extra 4 kills there really doing a lot for him. He's probably got a good amount of cash in his pockets as well as another turret goes down.
Very good start to this game. Cognitive making sieges happen, and what I like is not only do they have siege with kind of like Lulu, Caitlyn, I feel like are the 2 big players in the sieges, but their engage is so crazy with a Mumu plus Leona, or a Mumu, Lulu, Annie.
Yeah.
Like, they can start fights, they can siege, they can peel back. There's a lot that this comp does for these guys.
I do like the cleanup as well. Richie Rich, if he can come down here and pop his execute on top of all of the AoE stuns, like they don't even have a chance to move.
Wow, a Mumu ult burst that go in. A Microlations. Can Orianna fall down? 150 health, flashes away. Ignite Ticket picks it up. Zamfira getting 1 so far. Now gets snuggled low on mana. Does have flash. Getting chased. Flashes the wall. Chased by Ziploc. Gets the stun. Zane King gonna stun as well. 1 more hit. Double kill. Zamfira picking up money.
Yeah, he's showing why it's probably his favorite AP mid here. Doing really well so far. But it is a Mumu with the 100% kill participation. You know, I guess he's earned his Admiral tag that he's chosen for himself.
Yeah, he's got a really admirable performance so far, I gotta say. And one thing I gotta sort of question is...
I'll give you a little snort. You get a little snort for that one.
I get a snort for that one. I'll appreciate that. We keep seeing Cassidy bans on red side, and we keep seeing mid laners play things that work really well anyway. Like, I'm going to keep questioning it because I don't really believe 100% bans.
Yeah.
And it's like, Zamfira's crushing on Lulu right now.
Yeah. I think like last week we were talking about, you know, how long does Cassidy have to be permabanned before people let it slip one time? You know, they figure the other mid laners just hasn't played him in so long. I think it's upwards of 4 months.
Okay.
Then it might roll around. But I do want to point out, as we were talking about that, Riven walked through that tri-bush up where the pink ward is and just let it be. Don't know if he was scared of Renekton coming to stop him or if he was just not paying attention to where he was walking. A lot of times, you know, just look at the map where you're going and not actually where your champion is.
Sure.
Might have missed it.
See that sometimes. See where it goes. Ziploc scaling up still, the Admiral. He's got 93 minions, 0, 0, and 7, so GoldenEye's happy with him. And he's going to get a Randuin's pretty soon. Gigantic tanky Mumu, the guy who's initiating fights, the only real frontliner here. And what I like about COG's comp as well is, like, even though they've got a traditionally low damage mid laner in Lulu, they've put their top laner on Riven, who has really good damage late game. and is completely holding up, I would say, despite a bad early game, is holding up Neta Chris Renekton. Will continue to outscale and is a big damage threat in fights.
And they've chosen the Caitlyn, who is great when you have all these AoE ultimates, because Amumu and Annie can lock down this vVv team for so long that Caitlyn gets to do what she wants. She loves just sitting in the back and auto-attacking with her Phantom Dancer builds. And if you can lock them down with any stun into a Mumu ult, into a Lulu ultimate, that's plenty of time for her to melt through the front lines.
See what they can do with this one. Dragon coming up in 10 seconds. Ward control now important on this pit right here, but Cognitive really not sweeping wards away. The sweeping lens up soon for Zane King. Doesn't quite have it up just yet. Renekton looking forward. Chris taking some damage. Snuggle jumps on Ziploc. Will he go for the engage? Not just yet. A Lantern pulls him back. And there's the Timber Stun. Zane King knocked around. Oh, the Lulu saving him for now. Amumu coming by as well. No one's still dying. Chris will fall. 1-for-0. Richie Rich in the back line. He's going to trade back. Gets Snuggled. Going to fire back on this one. 2-for-1. vVv White doing well here. Ooh, not enough damage from the Caitlyn ult. 2-for-2 so far in this fight, but Tosai gonna land a stun. I don't think he should have flashed for that one. Goes down, but the fight actually goes to Cognitive.
It does go to Cognitive in the end because they're able to grab the last one, but it started out very well for vVv White. They were able to stay so spread out that Zan King only uses stun to grab Jinx, and Amumu held onto his ult for a very long time, only grabbing the front line in the end because he was getting so low. He had to put it out before he died. But in the end, you're right. They got that extra kill, and that gave them control of Dragon area. So objective 1, and they extend their giant lead. It's looking pretty good there for COG.
Yeah, everything fitting together pretty well for COG right here. 10-3, up in turrets, up in dragons. These guys are making things work for themselves. I'm surprised they're not getting more turrets just because you've got like Caitlyn, Annie, Lulu. I feel like they kill turrets faster than this team is putting on, but they've been positioning very well for the rest of this map, though. They're not letting anything go to waste. vVv White, to be honest, haven't made a lot happen, and you talked about how good and sort of standard Orianna Vi is. Like, they can start fights, but vVv aren't finding them.
Yeah, so there's two things they need to worry about is, can they get that combo onto Caitlyn? If they can, then they have to be careful about focusing all their efforts on the dive, because Riven, as we saw in the last one, is looking to get around to the back line. Riven got over to Jinx last time, but it was a little bit too late in that instance. If he's able to get that a little bit earlier and any backup from the stuns, then it's going to be pretty easy to take down the main damage here for vVv.
We'll see if they can survive the engage here. Nothing here. Zamfira, Richie Rich, all up in the top lane. Looking to siege the third and final outer turret here. Looks like they'll get this one uncontested. Good rotation by these guys. The rest of the team is grouped up, and vVv White looking down the mid lane. This is, I gotta say, a scary proposition for vVv White. They're behind, but they're looking for a base race, but COG are ahead.
They're going to have to recall after they take that turret, because you do not want to give up an inhibitor turret against this team, especially. I mean, they're so far behind that you want to answer one turret for one turret. That's a great trade, but staying after the first turret's down and pushing another wave could cost you your inhibitor turret, which is ridiculous.
Well, it's a 3-man, soon to be 4-man defense. Frost Delicious staying there in the lane to push this one down, and actually, I gotta say, vVv White making a 2-for-2 turret trade and not losing inhib. Pretty well played by these guys.
4-man defense here has to be careful, though, because there's a party waiting for him over here in the bush.
Wow, that ward went down late. I don't think it saw them go into the brush, but they still guessed where COG went, and they kind of sniffed it out there. Jungle goes over to Cognitive, but still, I gotta say, vVv.
That was, yeah,
they got around that pretty well.
It was a really good call to bank on the Jinx auto attack speed. I would not have made that call myself, and they were able to make it pay off. Really nice choice, but they're still really far behind. It was only an even trade for them.
Yeah.
With how good of a choice that was, it wasn't
we went
a
even,
gain.
yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's at least a small success, of course. The later the game goes, the less a 7,500 gold lead matters. Right now, though, matters a lot. So we'll see if they can turn this one back around. Zamfira sweeping away the mid lane. Of course, doing more and more damage with his picks. Actually, the passive does a lot more damage now as the champion levels up compared to before. That was changed a couple patches ago. I want to say 2 patches ago to scale significantly harder into the late game. So it's going to be fun to watch and see what happens there. I guess I'm wrong in the build. It's going to be Morella Namakan up next here for Zamfira. So adding CDR, not a ton of mana regen, relying on blue buff for that one instead. And maybe going towards Death Cap next is my blind guess.
All right,
here.
we'll give you a double or nothing on this one, Freak.
All right. That's going to be like Void Staff.
Lulu build guesses.
We'll see.
I mean,
Maybe
let's
it'll
see.
be
A Void Staff, I don't see any magic resistance on the opponent's team that he would really be worried about. I mean, Oriana's got her same magic resist that she's pretty much had all game, but it's not something to really worry about. I guess the other thing would be the Oriana shield put onto somebody.
Yeah.
Would give him a decent amount. But yeah, I think just the flat pen, probably enough here.
Okay, so my blind guess is
stick with your first guess. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, we'll see where it goes. It'll be like Banner of Command, like Aphromu.
So
Unlikely.
this is that siege that you were talking about, and how good it is with the Caitlyn Lulu. There's the hard engage though.
And put it slow. Nothing here. In a horrible position, has to jump over the wall. Does survive. Gets snuggled low on health. Great engage by Amumu, and here comes the damage output. One picked up. The rest of vVv White forced to run away. Chris in the back lane finds some damage, but Zamfira answering a bunch of kills. Another one comes up now. Giant team fight victory here for Cognitive. Can they clean up properly? You still got 4 people alive. Matosai gonna go down. Only one left. The ending is Chris. 4 versus 1 here. Great fight.
And he's looking to lure them off away from the objectives, but Cognitive are not going to take the bait. Just go straight up the middle. That will be inhibitor turret.
Wow, great stuff right here. 10 seconds till the revive, so not a lot of time still here for Cognitive. Will they overstay their welcome? Will they go for the inhibitor? They're looking for it here. Chris is there.
It's so early in the game. I mean, everybody's going to be back up, but only Chris is the one with his home guards. Everybody else is going to be a little bit further behind. And they get the inhib as well.
Chris is chasing. Not going to overstay too much. Get some damage and leaves. Okay. I was wondering if you could lock them up long enough. Like, if he had a Randuin's active, that could have done something, but wasn't quite there.
All right.
Here's that fight.
So, yeah, they started out with the siege, then the hard engage from Snuggled. Chris goes straight deep into the back line, but a 4-man Amumu ultimate gets everybody on the run. And talk about bloodthirsty Lulus. He gets a little bit deep there, but everybody on the run. They're able to clean up all the kills except for Chris here. So definitely worth it. Really like that Amumu 4-man stun. Got to shout him out. Well played. Chris tried to do the same thing as Renekton going to the back line, but since he can't CC everybody, they just kind of kited him around and chipped away at his life.
Kind of worked out overall. Chris, unfortunately, not having a great impact on this game.
He almost was able to kill Zane King, but you know, since that Tibbers was used late on Chris, saved his own life with the stun. I
actually got to say, Aphromu's anti-game against, I want to say XDG, when he actually blocked a Mimic Sigil of Silence by putting Tibbers on top of himself. That was a really sweet play. I like that a lot. There's some good anti-plays out there.
It was pretty good. Afro's had a lot of really good plays.
Well, here comes the jump on in. Another team fight starts. Gets snuggled. Not in a good spot in the middle of the enemy team. Richie Rich dropping very, very low. Jumps on back. 5 versus 5 still. Snuggle's going to fall down. 4 versus 5 in this fight, but low health bars. vVv on the run. They're going to make it out, just losing 1. But that does give control over Dragon.
And also, since they're fighting so far out of the base, this means the middle lane here with these super minions is pushing into the base. Nice giant wave up top as well. Kind of buys them more time on the map. And since Baron is black for vVv White, they have no vision. This is going to be not only Dragon, but also the big boy over here, purple buff, coming down for Cognitive.
This is a pretty good thing here for Cognitive Gaming. 15-4 in kills, 27.5 minutes in. And this Baron is likely to be completely unanswered. Cognitive earning this off their mid lane inhibitor kill just a couple team fights ago. Going down without any contest. Zamfira last hitting that one like a boss. And of course, Smite just now came up for the Admiral. So that's all well and good, but gigantic now. 12,000 gold, putting Cognitive in an amazing place.
Yeah, I like that. Playing around creep waves with the giant wave top and super minions mid. Just contesting the Dragon cost them so much here. It's not like they weren't behind already, but that was really nail in the coffin right here.
Death cap, yes.
All right, so you won your double or nothing.
Okay.
You're back up.
I'm back to
Nobody even knows that you messed up on the first one.
Nope, didn't even happen.
Except that we just told them.
Nope, didn't happen. Double or nothing. Everyone down there. Ziplock, by the way, Sork Shoes, and you know, some more Magicers coming in there, but he's looking for a little bit more damage there. Magic Pen Boots, always fun. 0-1 and 14, I gotta say, that's a pretty great performance.
Yeah, I was so sad after the Amumu nerfs. I mean, Jat was actually the one behind them, so he specifically nerfed my champion. He nerfed not only the base damages, but also the ratios. So just kind of makes you all around sad. Building penetration or AP is a little bit less successful than it was before, but still a good option because you want to have a high impact, even as a tank.
He's likely to have it here. Bottom lane now under fire. Mid lane inhibitor likely to respawn soon. Chris blocks an ulti. The siege has begun. Red elixir picked up on Caitlyn. Blue elixir there on Lulu. And they're going for the siege with Baron buff.
So I guess, you know, lucky for vVv White, Caitlyn hasn't completed her Infinity Edge. If she does go back here with her legendary status, then she's also going to tack on some giant crits to this. But Baron buff is probably going to be enough for them to worry about.
And the engage comes in. Ziploc locks up 2 right there. The dive on in. Ziploc still taking all the turret damage. Snuggle's going to go down very soon. Low on health. The back line staying alive so far for COG. Zamfira forced to run away 1 for 1. The Amumu does fall. But there comes Richie Rich trying to pick something up, but he's going to fall down for his troubles. Not going to get much out of this when the chase still on. Zamfira finds one. Both teams losing top laners and junglers, but control there for COG.
10 kills now here for nothing here. He's got his Infinity Edge, that's for sure, when he goes back. I wonder if he's going to grab a defensive item, because I don't feel like he needs to. Just go pure damage and rely on all that AoE CC that we talked about, because the Vi Orianna combo that I thought was going to be targeted at him just has not had a chance to have any effect.
No, Richie Rich is playing so aggressively that he's forcing the Vi ults onto himself. Because Snuggle goes down to half HP when the fight starts and like just has to burn buttons on somebody and finds Riven.
Best feeling as an AD carry when your front line is so threatening that your opponents don't even use their CC on you, and you just get to auto attack from back.
Yeah, so that 0-3 and 8 score for Richie Rich, I say he's playing better than the score shows because he's just tanking all the aggro. I like that. I like that. Thank you, frontliners, for tanking for me by being squishy. I appreciate that. Do that more on live, please. I want an easier time. I want to have a great score like nothing here has.
All right, so if we look at the end game plan here for COG, double exposed inhibitors should be a pretty easy fight for them to take, as long as they just keep up the exact same plan. They don't want to play too aggressive till Amumu gets his ulti back, but they do have the Annie tool, and vVv White cannot have timed that Amumu ult so closely that they know it's down. So you just play like it's up and have Amumu on the front line anyway.
Oh, it's not looking good right now for vVv White, though. The ulti is back available. Every spell that really matters.
Oh, there
here.
it
Ziploc
is.
finds one onto Microlation. A lot of damage there. Almost executed, but jumps out of this fight. Again, the dive in onto Riven. Richie Rich drops dangerously low. He's going to fall down. First kill of the fight, but the chase now in. Caitlyn picks up one. Zamfira forced back, but control over the inhibitor is here. 1 kill for 1. Top laner's dead. Bite re-engage does not quite land the hook, though.
All right, beautiful job. As soon as the Amumu ult comes back up, he instantly goes for it, lands the bandage, and 2 inhibitors down is a really easy situation to push on Nexus turret, because, you know, both super minions buffing each other, and really all you have to do is stay and clear waves. But without Richie Rich, they don't want to put their good record at risk.
So it's, you know, we'll see. 11-0-4, 18-7 in kills. Gotta say, Lulu, gigantic threat now. Deathcap, Void Staff, Merlin Omicron, double pen items as well. And, oh, Scumbag. Nothing here, just forced to stop the recos. I guess I stopped on purpose now, but he aggroed the Wraith and moved, and he just hit someone.
So, bush camping, highly successful when you're behind, because the enemy team are going to be pushing all over, and they have a tendency to spread out and try and get more gold by having, you know, multiple people farm different lanes. But when you're ahead, your opponents are already playing super safe, and they're very cautious.
Yeah.
So bush camps like that, when there's no objective up that you're camping around, not a very high success rate. You have to have like a Baron or a Dragon or something at least for the other team to come out for. You need some sort of bait on the end of your hook.
Yes. Well, Dragon comes up, and I don't feel like vVv White will contest it.
Not a big enough fish there?
No. Not good enough bait. I just feel like there's not even a chance they can fight for it. So vVv just farming their own minion waves for now. You've got mid and bottom both flooding in. Top actually about to flood in as well and get reset here by Microlatios. So COG are going to get their dragon, but they're not getting gold or XP from many other places. We got to keep it going here.
If we do keep playing it so slow, though, they might have to kill another round of those double inhibitors. Yeah, it seems like they're just trying to play it super slow. I mean, this is a ginormous gold lead, actually, for COG. So they just want to play it extra safe, I guess. And if you do dive and you mess up something at this point in time, then it's timed really well with the respawn of Baron. So I can kind of see why they're playing safe. The one way for you to throw away this game is to do a very deep dive to get aced and then have a retaliation Baron. That's exactly what vVv White would love to happen in this situation.
Okay, so the next 30 seconds till Baron respawns looks like it's being spent setting up ward coverage. You're seeing the entire team sit in the top jungle, ping a bunch of brushes. They've got 2 sweepers up. One of them's been used. Wards come around all around this place, and they're looking in a very awkward spot that no one ever stands in.
They really, really want to play the vision game, even being so far ahead.
Ooh, good jump away there by Snuggle. That would have been a catch and a kill. So now mid lane swept away, and COG's like, all right, Baron.
They are going to force a recall here for Vi. So that's the jungler going all the way back to the fountain, and this should be an uncontested Baron. Because they've put sort of the fear into vVv White of bush ganks since they've been doing this so often.
Yeah.
It makes them, I guess, less likely to check it. Now, what you can do is pick up one of the blue trinkets. Then you don't have to get that close, and you can check it from afar.
Hey, man, TSM picked one up. They beat Cloud9 with it.
Yeah. Wow.
50% of all Cloud9's losses come from blue trinkets.
Exactly. Blue trinkets are the key to victory.
Yep. But it was a good choice to get rid of Fiddlesticks.
Little did
I gotta say, it was a nice one.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here. Would work for Blitz too. Anytime they're trying to do, it would actually just hard counter Fnatic basically.
Exposed inhibitor's up now, so we might see a rotation mid. Probably make that call to just go for the easy lanes here.
Let's see what we got. Mid lane getting swept out. Baron buff, Elixir's on. Looks like I'm actually gonna guess that's gonna be Frozen Mallet for Caitlyn if she completes that item off the Giant's belt. That's my blind guess. We'll see. Jump in. Admiral Ziploc finds one. Frostlash is forced to jump away. Only needs the Lantern, though. That's an move ult for not much. Will this team stay for the siege, though? Chris jumps forward, gets rid of a Banshee's Bell.
If there's a time to go for it, it's now.
Engage. Not going to land the stun back on in the front line. Pretty well kept out, though. Zion knocked around, gets snuggled in the front line. Richard's trying to get back there. Not getting very far, though, but it will be get snuggled going down. But Tosai on the bottom side dropping as well. Chris, not much health left on him. Stun does not land again, but 3 kills now picked up. Frost Delicious low on health and picked up 4 for 0. This surely is the game for Cognitive.
Yeah, I mean, if there was time to go, that would definitely be it. Amumu ultimate's down. Try and make your play. Good attempt there from vVv White, but game 1 definitely going to go over to COG pretty handily.
12-0 and 6 Caitlyn, 2-0 and 15 Annie, 0-2 and 20 on Amumu, 8-1 and 10 on Lulu. Just a lot of amazing performances here by Cognitive. The team worked together, putting a good team down, 1-0 in the quarterfinals.
Every time I've seen Nothing Here play with this team, he's had a really good showing as AD carry. I think they need to focus more for the bottom lane here. vVv White might want to call in some jungle ganks, get some airstrikes going down there, try and even things up.
I gotta say, like, the amount of camping that came down from Amumu, every ultimate sent to the bottom lane. They roamed Zamfira's Lulu down there as well. I mean, COG put some serious emphasis on that bottom lane. They got it ahead themselves. You're right, vVv, Vi, the jungle didn't seem to do quite enough. We've seen some games where junglers can really snowball the lanes. This didn't happen here for vVv. Happened for COG.
Yeah, and as well, the Lulu pick, a lot of teams ban it against COG. Might want to pick up on that strategy because it was successful again this time around.
Yeah. I want to see what else happens, though, because even if you ban Lulu, I mean, no one fights against, mid Lulu. No one fights against mid Kog'Maw either, and that was still there waiting in the wings to get
Challenger teams do because they scrim against COG.
if they do scrim against them, they'll know it. But still, it's the kind of thing where you've got to be concerned. There's an awkward champion pool that you don't normally know about.
Yeah, AP COG or Malzahar. Hoping for one of those two.
Hoping for Malzahar, too. We did see it in the summer split. Snoopy played it in the jungle for EG. That was fun. It was AP Malz, not AD Malz. I was hoping for that one. But it's fun to see those come out, and we'll see what happens here in the next game. Guys, we've got to take a quick break, but when we return, it's time for Game